In this episode of Mid-Month Meeting of the Minds, I've reconnected with Dr. Crystal Cunningham. She's a surgeon who spent years operating in refugee camps around the world, and she's now transforming those experiences into poetry and storytelling. Here's my conversation with Dr. Cunningham. Hello, everybody. Today we have Dr. Crystal Cunningham for a mid-month meeting of the minds. You're going to hear all about how someone went from being a surgeon for humanitarian crises around the world to becoming a writer. This is amazing. And Crystal, I'm going to turn it over to you. Introduce yourself for a few minutes. I'm so excited to have you here on my mid-month meeting of the minds podcast. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This is a treat. It's so nice to be part of you and part of this. It's great. It's good community. I am from the state of South Dakota. I just relocated back here after a couple decades to be closer to family and focus on my writing and my poetry. And I am educated in this state, bachelor's in chemistry, biology, and math, and
Wow.
an MD in North Dakota, and went and trained in surgery in Pennsylvania. And as soon as I finished my training in 2011, I left about 2 months later to start my humanitarian work. So
And
I've
that's when we met. I mean, I
Mhm.
was doing locum tenens as an OB in Chinle, which for those who don't know is part of the Indian Health Service in Northeast Arizona, and you were the general surgeon there.
We did. We met. You helped me hone some C-section skills, and 120 passport stamps later, I'm here.
Wow. Yeah, I want my readers to know, look, I mean, Crystal and I never knew we'd be recording this podcast here today. Um, but I remember her when I was working on the reservation, and she was this enthusiastic person who said, I want to assist you with C-sections. And I said, this is great because in the Indian Health Service, you didn't always have someone available to assist on a C-section. And that's a whole nother discussion for another podcast if there is one on that. But it was great to have Crystal's hands in there, and even a better feeling for me to know that she would be doing C-sections in rural all over the world, like places where there is no doctor. And part of my background is a public health person. So I was thrilled to work with Crystal and, as she said, hone her C-section skills. Um, Crystal, do you have any interesting tidbits to share? Like, I think you told me you did 85 in 1 month, and where was that?
That was in Uganda at
Wow.
one of the refugee camps. I think it was called Nakavali Refugee Camp. It's one of the largest, maybe fourth or fifth largest in the world. It's a big one. So yeah, it was busy. Um,
Wow.
the humanitarian world in medicine is a lot of networking. So it's
Ah.
very important.
So did that help you as you went from different space to different space? Because I knew you did some work with Doctors Without Borders, and you also worked in Haiti. And um, who did you network with? Physicians, nurses, administrators? What was important?
Sure. A lot of administrators of different organizations, both governmental, non-governmental, and local physicians was big.
Ah, local docs. That makes sense because they know what they need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wow, that is amazing. So then you did that for about 10 years, right? And now your passion has moved. Is it forward or back to, were you always a writer?
I started writing when I wrote my first poem. That was a success. I have quite a few works that have been published in different arenas. And the first one I wrote, I was 15, and I lived in a trailer house in North Dakota. And I was a young mother at the time, and I wrote it on a paper bag on the table.
Wow. Yes, you told me you're an award-winning poet, and I think that's so exciting. I think I saw a reference to that poem maybe on Facebook somewhere. You said it's been published though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is it called?
It's called Flight of the Butterfly.
Fight
It
of the Butterfly.
it's
Okay.
an older it's old. So a lot of my newer stuff focuses on a lot of humanitarian work. Sometimes just stories.
That's
So
incredible. Yes. So, I mean, I think most physicians do have a lot of stories in their pocketbook or in their back pocket, and they don't even realize. And you've been writing since you were at least 15. You probably had the stories in your head when you were younger, and you just hadn't put them to paper. So, this is such an incredible way to expand your horizons and use leverage your clinical experience for your other skills because we all have more skills. This is what I want everybody to realize is there's more to us than just delivering a baby or taking out your appendix or gallbladder. Like there's a whole lot more to medicine and surgery than that. And being an empath, being intuitive, being able to express yourself in the written form, as well as, you know, verbally. Tell me a little bit more about your writing career now that you're back in South Dakota with your family.
sure. So it was about 3 years ago I started working on my autobiography, and it's getting close to completion. It's called Suicide Kit. And that is spanning childhood till now. And then I also just started my new Substack page, so that's open for subscribers. Very excited about that. And my first poem in there is a poem that I wrote about operating on my father, his cancer.
Tell us a little bit more about that, if that's not too emotional for you.
Sure. So that's the thing about writing is it is emotions and it's honest, and I think that's what makes a good writer is it's very honest and raw. So yeah, the poem is about my father and how I operated. He had penile cancer. He had surgery and had a partial penectomy, but they had a positive lymph node, which I don't know if you know this. There's nobody specialized in these lymph node dissections in the groin, and they were trying to send him to Mayo, and that they're not, nobody is good. So I said, "Come out, Dad." I was a resident at the time, and so he came out to where I was, and we did what we did, and the poem's about that. So
It's amazing. And the surgery went well, because
it
it is
went well. It went well. The poem even talks about how I went and looked at the frozen section with the pathologist, who I still talk to today. So that's networking, right?
yes, that's
Yeah,
awesome. And
yeah,
this is in Pennsylvania, right?
yeah.
Yes, that is the power of networking. Oh my gosh, that I can't imagine the stress though of operating on your own father. Oh my God.
I didn't feel any different than anyone else. So either I treat everybody like family, or I guess I treat no one like it. One of the two.
Well, everybody deserves good care, and we're all human. So, which is why you did your humanitarian work, right?
It was, yeah, that was one of the most exciting times of my life.
Yeah. I'm really excited to read your poem now. That's just amazing. And tell me what other than poetry, what else have you written? I think you've had some publications in the past, right?
Sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like my scientific publications run the gamut, from statistical thermodynamics to humanitarian surgery. So I've always had a big passion for basic sciences.
See, look, whoever said like science geeks can't do social sciences was wrong. I was a sociology major, which is all about why people do what they do. And look at you. Like, that's just so amazing. Oh my God. So tell our readers what they should follow you for and where they should, or our listeners, not readers, but what they should look for you for. What's your specialty and where can they find you if they want to read more of your poetry or any of your publications?
Sure. So the place to go is Substack. Uh, Crystal, it's at Crystal MD Writes under Crystal Cunningham, and you can follow for some very honest human poetry. I currently have a memoir that is almost published, that autobiography, so you'll see snippets of that. And I also have subscribers. You can subscribe, and I have a few commissioned poems that should be coming out shortly too.
That is exciting. And I want to hear when your book comes out, your autobiography. I would love to read it. So we'll recirculate this podcast recording when your book comes out and say it's the preview for what's to come. I mean, like, just so amazing. And I remember you're a great surgeon and you care about your patients so much. It's the humanity and that is the power of networking. Thank you, Crystal. I'm so thankful you connected with me again. I mean, we've stayed in touch over the years, that's for sure. And I am thankful for what you've done for the world, and I'm excited to read your work. So thank you. And any other parting thoughts, Crystal?
It just feels great to reconnect. It's a treat. I love it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Ciao.
Ciao.